Hello, this is a video I've been wanting to make for quite a while now, but I want to talk about Doctor Who and the struggle it's been having with runtime. I feel since the Stephen Moffat era, and even more so with Chris Chibnall, 45 to 50 minutes for an episode really isn't enough, with a lot of his stories feeling either rushed or underdeveloped. And unfortunately, the latest episode, Legend of the Sea Devils, has very much continued that trend. It's a fun story with some really enjoyable moments, but it feels so underdeveloped, and there are really sped up moments and awkward editing. I don't know why, since this is meant to be a special and there aren't that many episodes this year, why it's less than an hour long. I feel that it needed to be, at the bare minimum, 75 minutes, and at 50 it just wasn't enough. This runtime issue is something that I wouldn't blame Chris Chibnall for, as it's one of the many problems that he inherited from other showrunners, because while it may have worked for Russell during his more simplistic stories, when it was more down-to-earth stuff, when you want to tell more complex stories, or at least tell your own version of Doctor Who, the show should be tailored to the showrunner and not be made to have them adapt to someone else's vision, and that definitely feels like what's happened for Chibnall, and to a lesser extent Stephen. Another issue is the loss of proper two-parters. While we've technically still getting two-parters now and again, we don't really get many stories that are just an extended episode stretch across two stories. Instead, we've got two separate stories which are very weakly tied together. Like, the previous episode's story is basically just an awkward subplot, examples of that being Spyfall and the Timeless Children. Sometimes that type of two-parter can work, like Under the Lake and Before the Flood, but the fact that we don't get any more actual two-parters is really frustrating. It's just tradition for tradition's sake, and the fact that what came before Doctor Who this week was a rerun of The Lion King, I can definitely say that they could have made the time for this episode. I mean, if there's any cut material from Legend of the Sea Devils, I really hope at some point we get an extended cut, because it really needs it. There's at least 15 to 20 minutes of stuff that needs to be added in. I think when these stories eventually get adapted into novels, they'll probably be a lot stronger, especially with Chibnall's weird way of writing exposition. I think that might be another side effect of the reduced runtime, is that he's got to speed run everything in the dialogue. I think with a longer runtime, you might be able to more naturally express information. It's hard to say. Do you think Doctor Who should finally get longer runtime, and if so, how long? Do you think maybe about 90 minutes for a usual episode, or even longer like Sherlock, where episodes are 2 hours long at a time? Comment your thoughts below, and if you haven't already, I'd greatly appreciate it if you supported the channel by hitting the subscribe button, turning on notifications, liking and commenting. Find and follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.